Welcome to Career Canvas with Sandra Yuk-Sim Wu, where creativity meets strategy to shape a career and life you love. Today, we're diving into the world of AI, business strategy, and digital innovation with Abhilash Menon. From engineering to business development and digital marketing, Abhilash's career is a testament to adaptability and future-focused innovation. He co-founded TechByTheBay, a full-service digital agency, before moving into AI-driven marketing, product development, and digital transformation. His work included digital transformation in healthcare, bridging researchers, engineers, and medical professionals to improve patient care. Later, he led AI product development, creating cutting-edge automation and AI-driven marketing and business operations solutions. Now, he has his own AI consulting company. He uses AI to help businesses optimize their products and customer service operations. Today, we'll explore the moment AI became a game changer for Abhilash, the most creative uses of AI in marketing, healthcare, and beyond, the industries poised for major AI transformation, biggest AI misconceptions, and the craziest AI prediction that might actually come true. So, whether you're reinventing your career, exploring new opportunities, or looking for inspiration, you're in the right place. Let's dive in and start painting the canvas of your career, one bold stroke at a time.
Hey, Abhilash, I know a couple of years ago we met at the Ottawa Hospital, and at that time you were working in a digital transformation in healthcare team. And then I follow you on LinkedIn, and I know now you started your own AI company. However, that is not your first company. You have another startup company back in India. So can you tell us more about it, and how was that experience like, and what was the fun and challenging part of it? Go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. So as you rightly said, this is my second venture. I started my first venture when I was, I think, in my early 20s. It was around 2013 that I started TechByTheBay, which was my first company. So yeah, it was a digital marketing company. And because I had experience in digital marketing, specifically search engine marketing, I brought my expertise and I collaborated with two other folks from my company. They brought their own expertise in social media marketing and web analytics, and we clubbed together to form a full service digital marketing company called TechByTheBay. So that was my first venture.
Okay, so you said like you have you partner with two other person, so you focus on the search engine optimization, and what did the other two the specialties on?
Right. Yes. So I was more from the search engine optimization side. My partner Mrinmay was a social media marketing expert. So she brought those capabilities to the fold. And my third partner was a web analytics and a data analytics guy, specifically from the marketing analytics side of things. So he brought that expertise. And we also had expertise in web development, web design, and a lot of content marketing side of things. So it was kind of a combined package that we brought together. Yeah.
So what was the moment you realized AI would change everything?
Right. So I think it was around 2015, 2016 when I started reading a lot of news about how machine learning and AI, artificial intelligence, were progressing, especially in the West, United States, Canada. I read about some of the technologies such as AlphaGo. I don't know if you remember. So there was this AI called AlphaGo, which defeated the best Go player in the world. And Go is supposed to be one of the most difficult games to play. So a technology, an artificial intelligence technology that can defeat a human being in one of the best, most difficult games in the world, somehow kind of, I couldn't wrap my head around it because I just found it unbelievable. But the more I read about it, the more I understood how revolutionary this technology is going to be. And as you know, we have been living in a world of data since the last 20 years, since smartphones came into the picture. And there's so much data out there. And all these technologies are trained on data. And I believe that the more data we put out into the world, the more data will be available for these technologies to uh, get better, get trained and get better. So in those years, 2015, 2016, I had a vision that maybe in the next 10 years, this technology will progress to a completely different level that we can't even imagine at that point. And I personally wanted to be in the middle of that revolution when this technology kind of catapulted to the next level. I didn't know how it will be. I never thought about something like a chat GPT or something coming, but I knew that this technology is going to create something much more, much bigger than what it was already developing. So yeah, that's when I kind of started getting a lot interested in AI.
Okay, interesting, because you said that was 2015.
Yes.
That was the moment you realized like AI could change everything. And now we're exactly 10 years later.
Yeah.
And now you started your own company. How amazing. That's very cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. So your prediction actually is bang on.
I would say I was not bang on with regards to the prediction. I was not 100% sure how the technology is going to evolve, but I knew that the technology is going to evolve in spectacular ways, in ways that we can't even imagine. And I think that's what we are seeing right now. Like a lot of people don't even understand where the technology is going, but because I have been following it for the last 10 years, I'm not very surprised.
Very good. Okay. So my next question for you is, because you work in marketing and then you work in Ottawa Hospital, the healthcare sector, to implement digital transformation, and now you're actually in the IT, in the AI sector. So, what is the most creative use of AI that you have ever seen in marketing, healthcare, or any other industry so far?
Right. That's a good question. I would say there's no one thing that has kind of really surprised me or, which I've really liked. I would say in marketing specifically, because I've been in the content marketing side of things for a long time, I've seen how AI can help you accelerate content production. Uh, when you talk about content creation using AI, a lot of people think that AI content is just gibberish. It's just AI content. It's just AI fluff. But I think there is better way to create content in a way that mixes your own knowledge, mixes your own skills and your knowledge, and you can use AI to kind of accelerate the creation of that knowledge. I just feel like all of us are not writers, all of us are not content creators, but we have a lot of ideas in our minds. And AI has given you the tools and the kind of the capabilities to kind of cre- uh, kind of transform that knowledge that you have within yourself into content that can be read as stories or as images or videos. So in essence, I believe that AI has given every person the capability to bring their stories to life, bring their knowledge to life. And I think that's a very powerful way of thinking about how AI can help in marketing. On the other hand, in terms of healthcare, I would say I recently came across an amazing application of AI in healthcare. So this person has created an AI doctor, which basically resides in your computer. It can read all your health records, your blood test reports, and it can give you recommendations as to what to do in terms of lifestyle changes, dietary changes, and those kind of things. Of course, it's not going to replace a real doctor, but the AI has been fine-tuned to in such a way that it can, use medical literature to give you really good advice. And the best part is he created it as a open source, open source model, which you can kind of download into your computer and use it within your system without leaking your private data to the internet. So I think that's a very great application of AI, and especially in today's time when there aren't too many healthcare professionals for every person. I mean, we are facing a lack of healthcare accessibility for everybody. I think in terms of accessibility, this will be a great tool for everyone. And lastly, I would say AI has applications in pretty much every field. It's all about understanding what problems you can solve with AI and then testing out like the basic version of AI to solve that problem and going from there.
Now you with your IT consulting firm, right? Like you have met a lot of clients. So yeah, give us some idea. Like in a couple of years, like what will be the most innovative way AI will transform business?
Right. So personally, whenever I meet clients, whenever I meet businessmen who are facing some problems in their business, in their operations, and when I talk to them and understand what those problems are, I often feel that LLMs or artificial intelligence can provide a solution to those problems. So I've rarely encountered a problem where I felt that, okay, this is not something that AI cannot do. Uh, I'm not saying AI can do everything, but with regards to any problem out there, AI can solve, at least help you solve that problem. It may not help you 100%, but it may help you like 30%, 40% solve that problem. So I think some of the most disruptive fields for AI would be any field that requires knowledge work, where there's like a huge amount of knowledge available, and you need experts to understand that knowledge. If you're a profession who spends 1, 2, 3 days just doing research work before you actually go to a client, that research work can be automated using AI. And instead of spending 3 days doing research, AI can help you conduct research in a couple of hours. So it kind of compresses your entire, research work into like a small, like a couple of hours long work. So I think knowledge work is something that will be completely disrupted by AI. It also applies to healthcare, I believe, because healthcare is another place where you have to go through a large amount of data knowledge work to kind of derive insights. And AI will be a very beneficial tool to synthesize all that information and give it to you in a very simple, structured way that experts like doctors and lawyers can know, use and build solutions out of. Just imagine if AI can bring down that time to from 2 years to even like a few months. Imagine how fast these healthcare, the benefits of healthcare can reach the common public. Instead of waiting for 4 or 5 years for something that goes from research to the bedside, it will take a few months if you use AI to assist you with data crunching and extracting information from all that data that's available. I think it's a wonderful use case that hopefully we should be able to soon see in healthcare and other critical areas where rapid development needs to happen.
I see there are three camps of people, right? One is like forward embrace. The other one is still in the middle, but not knowing the proper way to prompt the AI tool.
Right.
And then the third camp will be where people try to avoid it because they absolutely hate talking to a machine, right? So what would be the biggest misconception about using AI?
Yeah, as you rightly said, there are different people in different camps right now. I would say there are two misconceptions, both on the extreme ends. One misconception is that AI can solve everything 100% accuracy. If AI cannot do something with 100% accuracy, then I'm not going to use AI. For example, if you ask AI to do a research and AI comes back with whatever research it does, and then you spot something that you didn't expect there to be, so it's not 100% there, then you say that, oh, AI is not doing a good job, and then you basically just negate all the value that it has provided. You should give it a benefit of doubt because AI is still improving. I feel that's where a lot of people have over expectations with AI. They feel that AI can do things 100% accurate 100% of the time. It's not always like that. It might not perform 100%, but it will still perform better or almost as good as the best experts out there. So I think that's one misconception that people should have, that you should stop expecting AI to give you 100% of accuracy every single time. And you should give it a benefit of doubt. And that also means that you should recheck the work that you get from AI. a lot of people just blindly trust AI. Whatever they get from AI, they just blindly post it out there without verifying if the information is correct. So that takes me to the next point, where people who blindly trust whatever AI says and they think that AI can do everything, and they basically just put their entire work on AI. So that's also very dangerous, right? Like, you have to understand that AI can make mistakes. You have to verify the work, and you have to make sure that you have your own inputs to the work before you put it out there. So I think what I would say is always look at AI as an assistant. Use it as a helper, as an assistant, and not as something that will replace your work. Because your work, your knowledge, and your kind of um, your capability to spot mistakes or spot inconsistencies has always should always be there. Should always you know accompany AI work. So yeah, in short, use AI as an assistant, as a helper, but always judge its work. Always make sure that you have a layer of human input on top of whatever you get from AI.
Okay, that's very good.
Human in the loop is becoming a very important topic at this point, because, as I said, like, either you completely trust AI or you don't trust AI. There are like two kinds of people, but you have to be in the middle. You have to keep AI as a helper, and you have to keep the human in the loop always. I think that's very important.
What is the craziest AI prediction that you have heard so far? The craziest, but it may be true. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think this is my favorite question because I have a lot to say about this question. So when I started, I've always been a sci-fi fan. I always love reading sci-fi books, watching sci-fi movies. And if you are a sci-fi fan, you must have definitely heard of the term artificial general intelligence. So,
Yeah.
like, for example, the Terminator movies, right?
Yeah.
The robots that takes over the world in that movie, it's an artificial general intelligence, which kind of what it means is that it's almost as intelligent or more intelligent than humans. So we, I think sci-fi fans have heard this term for a long time, since like decades, and I've known this term for a long time. But to your question, one of the craziest predictions that's kind of going out there is general intelligence is going to happen very soon. I mean, we are going to reach AGI very soon, and it's not being said by a few people. It's being said by every I think AI expert or the top AI leaders out there. Sam Altman, Demis Hassabis from Google DeepMind. All these really exceptionally brilliant people are saying that we are very close to reaching artificial general intelligence, which means that there'll be AI models which will be all as intelligent or more intelligent than the most intelligent humans on Earth. Which is, to think of it, it's a very scary proposition. It's a very scary thought to think of a machine that's more intelligent than humans. Uh, but from what I've seen happen in the last 2 years, and the trajectory at which AI is going, I believe that we will be. I don't believe it, but I've heard a lot of these people say that we will reach AGI within the next 5 to 10 years, and we are already seeing some signs of it. For example, OpenAI recently launched a model called O3 Mini, which they tested they evaluated on certain benchmarks, which which tests AGI capabilities, and it was performing above humans in those benchmarks. So if I think I'm not sure about the exact score, but if humans had scored 78 in that benchmark, O3 Mini was scoring 79 in that. So it's already performing slightly above humans in AGI benchmarks. So, and this model is pretty good. I've been using it since it was launched, and it's a very capable model. It almost feels like it can solve any problem. And That's what it means to be AGI, right? Like, to be so intelligent, to have a general level of intelligence, um, and not be restricted to a single field of intelligence. It's pretty much intelligent across all domains that you can think of. So that's why artificial general intelligence. Now, it also goes a step further. Now, these people are also predicting that after AGI happens, we'll reach ASI, which is artificial superintelligence. And artificial superintelligence means that that AI will be more intelligent than all the humans in the world. It will be the most intelligent technology or being that we have ever created. Um, and nobody knows what's going to happen after that, because if an entity becomes more intelligent than humans, how will they treat humans is a question that we don't have answers to. So that's kind of a black box, or a kind of a area that we don't know what's going to happen after that. But people are saying these experts and these top leaders are saying that we will reach ASI very soon after AGI. So I think that's one of the craziest kind of the predictions that I've been hearing in the last couple of years. And I never thought that I will ever come across AGI level intelligence or ASI level intelligence in my life. I've only seen that in movies and in books, but I never thought it will happen in our lifetime. And I think that's going to happen, that might happen very soon. AGI is a technology that's generally intelligent. It's if you pick the most the most an expert mathematician, for example, AGI will be almost as good as that mathematician. But the same AGI will also be almost as good as a computer scientist who is really good in programming and computer science in those fields. And it'll also be equally good in business, for example, almost as good as the smartest businessman in the world. So it'll be an entity that will be good, that'll be really good, the best at every field that you can think of. It's like a general intelligence. It's not specific to a single field. It's not like really good in treating patients or prescribing medicines, but not very good at solving problems. It's not like that. It's equally good at healthcare as it is in business or mathematics or computer science or any field that you can think of. And ASI will be even a step further. ASI will be even more intelligent in the sense that it will be able to invent new things. For example, think of the greatest scientists ever to live, like Albert Einstein, for example. ASI will be almost as intelligent as Albert Einstein in physics, but it will also be super intelligent in other field where it can invent new things in other fields. So it will be more intelligent than some of the most intelligent human beings that we have had. That's ASI. That's one step, the next step after AGI.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's beyond comprehension. Yeah. To imagine like AI can get to that point to have ASI able to actually create something that doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And I think one of the reasons a lot of these companies are racing towards AGI and ASI is that they want to use these technologies to solve world problems that humans are not able to solve, like climate change, wealth inequality, those kind of things. I think we humans don't have a clear answer or clear strategy for, right? But we hope that these technologies that are super intelligent will help us design new technologies, invent new things that will help us solve these big problems in the future.
Okay, right. Many professionals, they fear AI that will take over the job, right? So how can people future-proof their careers and work with AI instead of against AI?
I think it's a very legitimate fear that people have about AI replacing them in their jobs. And I feel that we have to be prepared for such an eventuality. Like not just individuals, but I think governments, government bodies, businesses, everybody needs to prepare a world where AI will be able to do most of the jobs that we do today. At the same time, I feel that humans will always have a place to do these jobs. humans bring their own creativity, bring their own experience, bring their own kind of personality into whatever they do. And I think the best way for professionals to prepare for that kind of eventuality, or that kind of future where AI kind of does most of our job, is start using AI today in whatever way possible in your own jobs. I would say start with the problem. If you're facing a problem in your job that you're not able to solve using other means, definitely think of AI to solve those problems. I mean, there are so many tools available. ChatGPT is the most common that everybody uses, but there are also other tools, other AI models out there that you can test. I would urge professionals to be very aware of how the technology is developing, uh, but thinking it from their own perspective, from their own experience, to solve their own problems. Like, for example, I'll give you a simple example that how I use AI for. In my day-to-day life, I do a lot of content creation. I do a lot of research work, not medical research that way, but like content research. And I always keep testing different AI tools for it. And I've realized that there's no one tool that does everything great, but you need to understand that every model has its own pros and cons. And the more you use these models, the more you understand, okay, this AI model is really good at writing content in a human like way, but it's not that good at coding. So I'll use a different model for coding. This model is really good at coding, but it cannot write content. So I'll use a different AI model for content writing. So, different models have different capabilities. And the more you start using these models for your day-to-day work, the more you'll understand the slight nuances that these models have. Mm-hmm. So I think the only thing I would urge professionals to do is start using AI for your day-to-day work. Start using it as a tool, as a problem-solving tool. Whenever you face a problem in your work, in your life, go to AI, seek suggestion from AI, and see how well AI responds to that problem.
That's very good advice. Yeah, because I think this is very concrete, right? Like if I think about the day-to-day work, what problem I have, and then especially now, when resource is limited, but also time is limited, then think about how I can help myself to achieve something with a very limited budget and in a very, very short time. And I agree with you, it's difficult to, let's have a strategic plan and think about how do we solve the big problem with a new application or a new AI solution. But at least start small, get a hang of it, and get an idea how does it work, and also limitation between different software or different application.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. And I would say AI kind of makes everybody an entrepreneur, a leader, because with what you couldn't do by yourself like 5 years ago. For example, if you're an entrepreneur, you don't have coding skills, you don't have content creation skills, for marketing skills, you don't have sales skills. 5 years ago, you had to hire a salesperson, a marketing person, a software developer. But today, an entrepreneur can use different AI tools as a software development assistant, as a sales assistant, as a marketing assistant, and can single-handedly do all of this work instead of hiring like 3 or 4 people. So, I mean, I think it's a superpower for entrepreneurs, for people who have ideas they want to bring to life, to prototype my ideas. Earlier, if I had to bring my ideas to life, I would have had to take an assistant from an expert in that field, a developer, for example, or a marketing person. But now I just ask AI to help me build that idea into like a prototype version, or a first draft version. I think I think one of the best use cases of AI to bring your ideas to life.
Yeah, I like that. Prototyping. I guess like we know that term very well.
Yes.
Any tools out in the market that you would recommend?
Yeah, I would definitely say that ChatGPT, OpenAI's ChatGPT, is one of the best all-rounded AI tools out there, because when you get the ChatGPT Plus or Pro version, or the Teams version for companies, you get multiple models within it. You get the 4.0, 0.3, 0.1, and I think the 4 GPT-4. So you have different models with different capabilities that you can use interchangeably for different tasks. You have other things like custom GPTs that you can build for, you can automate a lot of stuff using custom GPTs without using code. You also have voice assistant with ChatGPT. So I think ChatGPT is the best all-round tool that you can buy pretty much for $20 a month. I mean, $20 is nothing as compared to the value it gives you. Uh, I think every business, every company should encourage their employees, should get the ChatGPT Teams version. I think it's called Teams, the company version, and they should encourage their employees to use it daily. Um, I think even the executives, the top management people, should start using these tools, because just putting a mandate that everybody should use AI and we should become an AI first company doesn't work if the management, if the executives themselves don't know the capabilities of AI, right? So I think the executive team, the management team must have hands-on knowledge of what this technology can do for them, for their business, for their people, for their customers. And I think the best way to do is to use it themselves for their day-to-day life. And I think, yeah, as to answer your question in short, ChatGPT would be, I think, the best all-round tool to get started with AI. But yeah, I mean, as you keep using it, you'll understand its limitations, and then you can test other tools. There are other companies like Anthropic, Gemini, Google Gemini, that also gives you really good AI models, and you can test those tools later. But I think ChatGPT is the bare minimum that you should definitely use.
Okay.
I use a lot of different tools. I would say mainly OpenAI ChatGPT, but I also use Anthropic. I use Gemini. Gemini has a really good multimodal AI models, which means that it can process text, image, voice, video, everything together. So it's a very good AI model. It's also got a very good big context length of 2 million tokens. I think 1 million or 2 million 1 million token, where you can upload entire books and ask questions from it. So I think that's another really good tool. There's a tool called Cursor AI, which I extensively use for software development. It's one of the best tools for developers, even non-developers who want to build stuff using AI but who don't know a lot of coding. They can use Cursor. So Cursor helps you. It basically, just using a prompt, it gives you the entire code, and it also helps you improve the code and those kind of things. So if you're not a coder, if you're not a software developer, Cursor is a great tool to use. What other tools do I use? I also use a lot of image tools like ideogram, um, then Google's Imagen. Imagen is Google's tool. I use some video tools such as Kling AI, Sora by OpenAI, and Google's VO2 is really good. Although it's under waitlist, I don't think everybody has access to it. But it's a really good video generation tool. Um, so I think all these tools are just like in their infancy right now. It's just getting started, but it's still very good at this point. But I think eventually it'll be so good that people will be able to make entire full length movies and videos using these tools, and they can kind of bring their stories to life. You can, I mean, you can become a one-man production company, one-person production company using these tools. You have a story in mind, you can build an entire movie using these tools. I think that's going to be the future very soon.
So can you talk about the project that you work on that really push the creative boundaries?
Sure. I think I would say every project pushes my creative boundaries and also shows what's possible with AI. It always kind of blows my mind as to how it makes things possible that we thought wouldn't be possible earlier. I would say there's one example that I want to share, which I think it's not very often talked about, but so I work with this company which has small software development team, but they have a huge code base. Like their code is like 20 million lines long. It's a huge code base. So they wanted. So the team spends a lot of time. If they want to make changes to the code, they spend a lot of time looking for where to make those changes. And you can imagine if there are like 20 million lines of code, searching for a small thing in that code would be like really time consuming. And they spend like hours and hours just looking for this thing. So we built like a chatbot on top of the code base. So instead of searching the code base, they can just ask the chatbot, "Hey, I want to make this particular change. Where should I look for it?" And the chatbot not only gives you where exactly to make those changes, but also gives you the code that you can use to make those changes. It also goes a step further where it tests the code. It's called unit testing. It tests the code to see if the code is working, and then it also gives you the result of the test. So it gives the software team everything that they need. It finds the place where to make the changes. It gives the code that they need to insert. It tests the code to make sure that the code is working. It gives everything to them. So this save uh, from what I've seen, what we have measured. I think they save around 15 to 20 hours weekly just by using this tool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What is the name of your company?
So it's called Incorporating AI. It's very simple. Basically, we believe that AI can be incorporated into business, and businesses will benefit uh, a lot by incorporating AI. So we just named it Incorporating AI. Yes. So we are based in Ottawa, but we service client across North America, Canada, and US. And now we are also exploring new markets in Europe
Okay.
and South America. And we're expanding our teams to other countries as well.
Okay. Well, awesome. So you're expanding to Europe?
Expanding my client base to Europe. We are pitching to a couple of people in Europe.
Are you going to travel to Asia?
Yes, I'll be soon traveling to Singapore to attend one of the largest AI conferences in Asia, and we'll be showcasing a lot of our own products and solutions over there. But I'm also expecting to meet a lot of other companies and people who are working in this field and investing in this technology.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, very good. Okay, so you need to keep me posted and let me know like what happens after the conference in Singapore.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Career Canvas with Sandra Yuk-Sim Wu, where creativity meets strategy to shape a career and life you love. I hope part 1 of this conversation with Abhilash Menon has given you new insights, fresh inspiration, and the confidence to embrace change in your own journey. Now I want to hear from you. What resonated most with you from this conversation? Did Abhilash's insights on AI, business strategy, or innovation spark new ideas for your own career? Share your thoughts by leaving a comment, sending me a message, or tagging me on social media. I'd love to continue the conversation. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Leave a review. Your feedback helps this podcast grow and reach more listeners. Share this with a friend who's ready to take their career to the next level. If there's a topic or a guest you'd love to hear on the show, let me know. I'd love to make this a space for meaningful conversations that support your journey. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep creating, keep learning, and keep shaping a future you love.